Oh, Miss Tell-It-All, don't do it. Religion and politics don't mix. Oh, she gonna do it.
Oh Lord, there's so much in the media these days. Some talking about President Biden needed to step down from running in the presidential election. Now, I don't know if he should or if he shouldn't, but one thing I do know is this. There's a story that illustrates the same state of existence when people had to make the same decision. And their choosing got us all in a heap of, mess. And the reason why I say all of us, because we're all connected, whether you want to believe it or not. You know, it surprises me how all these religious people talk about the Bible being Christian and all that stuff, but they think the Bible is a history book that happened to other people. What they don't understand is that the Bible contains states of existence that we can find ourselves living in when we choose to. Now let me see now. There's a story in the Bible about a man named Samuel. It's in the First Samuel, chapter 8. Now most people think that Samuel was a real person, but the name is personified. You know, sometimes I get words mixed up. Personified. Samuel means heard or perceived. Now I ain't got time to get into all that, but I'm gonna tell you what I came here to tell you. In the story, Samuel is old, kind of like President Joe Biden is today. And Samuel made his sons judges, and his sons took bribes and did all kind of messed up stuff. You know, like the people that former President Donald Trump, had all around him. Then the elders, you can call them elders or Republic, Congress, senators, or hell, just call them naysayers if you want to. But they got all pissed off and came to Samuel and said, you know what, you old. And the people around you they not adding up to 100%. You're not even 100% yourself. So why don't you give us a king to judge us like the other nations? And after Samuel heard this, he was upset. Couldn't believe what he was hearing. He ran straight and told God what the elders, the public and everybody been saying to him. You know what God said to him? God said, it's not you they are rejecting, it's me. Samuel looked at God like, wait a minute, what you mean? He said, God said, they don't want justice to reign over them. Now, for all you Bible thumpers out there, know that I'm paraphrasing this stuff. You can go look at that chapter yourself in 1 Samuel. Now, God said to Samuel, God said, now, think about this. He said, I brought them out of Egypt. Now, Egypt is not a country, nothing like that. It's talking about darkness. And this is what Egypt means, darkness. And he said, they forsake me. They have forsaken me, even though I brought them out of Egypt. Think about it. Just like President Biden brought everybody out of the darkness of the pandemic and did a lot of stuff, he could do with his hands been tied with that. The Congress and the Senate that he had. He did what he could do. I don't want to get sidetracked on this. I want to keep telling you the story. So what did God tell Samuel to do? God said, appoint them a king, and I will tell you what manner of king shall reign over them. Notice he didn't say might, it says shall reign over your sons. Now, the son's not just referring to a physical person. It can also refer to your ideals and your heirs and everything that you have, or everything that you got. That king gonna reign over all that stuff. Now, God continues telling Samuel what the people can expect when they get a king. Now, again, I want you to remember that I'm paraphrasing, but you can go and read it for yourself. The king, Samuel says, the king will appoint himself captains over thousands and will set them to plow his ground and reap his harvest and make his instruments of war, etc. He said the king going to do a lot of stuff to people. He said, in addition, the king going to take your daughters to be confectionaries. In other words, his sweet meat, going to be his cook and his bakers. And so he's going to take the fields and vineyards. And in fact, the king going to just take whatever he chooses. And he's going to give it to those who serves him. Like you got all your little special friends, those who did everything you told them to do. Yeah, he's going to give it to them. Now, you think you've been taxed now. You just wait until the king takes another tenth of your earnings or assets. In other words, the king will make you his laborer. I got to get that right. He said the king will make you his laborer and going to take what you have worked for and give it to those he chooses. Now, think back. People of color and others that are not part of that 1%, does this remind you of anything? Hell, it sure reminds me of something. Now let me keep going though. Now Samuel told all the people what would happen if they refused to hear his voice. But they said, give us a king. Just like people are today. They say, Joe Biden, no, we don't want him to. Oh, no, forget to give us a king. Now, between the two running for office, which identifies more with wanting to be a king over people? Now, you judge that for yourself. Come, Miss Tell It All. I can lead a horse to water, but she can't make him drink. So you go read for yourself. Think about that one. One more thing. When the people voted for that king, the king did all that Samuel said that the king would do. So all the people gonna start crying for God to help them. Just like some of us gonna start crying. I ain't gonna vote. I ain't doing this. I ain't gonna do that. And just like Esther Hicks said, Esther Hicks, she challenged that being called Abraham. She said that once a car starts rolling down the hill and picks up momentum, it has to hit the bottom before it stops. So all that crying after, you got that king, all that crying and begging God to help you, ain't gonna help because there's nothing God can do or would do because he gave people all the power to choose through their physical or mental actions. So, the choice is ours. Now, people that listen to this. Now, President Biden might be old, and you do have a choice. I can't tell you who to vote for. Vote for who you want to vote for. You do have a choice. You can choose a state of existence where a king rules over you, or you can choose democracy. Now, I know it's not perfect. We don't have a perfect union. Like they said, a more perfect union. No, hell, no, we ain't got it. It's not a perfect union, but at least you live to make a difference another day. Now, some of you say, well, I don't care what you say, Mr. Tell It All. Ain't nobody going to do nothing to me. I mean, I got this. I'm bad, but, I ain't going to take no stuff off nobody. Now, I want to tell you something, y'all bad people. That was proven wrong when the strongest were taken captives as slaves. Now, don't wind up looking like Bobo the Clown. Don't wind up looking like Bobo the Clown. I am Miss Tell It All, and I ain't got no more to say about this matter.